What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track, Never Whack, bring it back, and we are back with Strat Sit Down, episode 163.
Hey.
Yes, sir. We out here, baby. Here with the gang as usual. Now I mean, that boy Mr. G in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what's good, everybody?
Hey.
Man, I am still not used to being second.
You'll get there, brother. You'll get there.
You know, I usually take that time when my odds going to gather my thoughts. But shout out to I'm on a volleyball team, the senior gang volleyball team. We got nice jerseys going on here.
Nice.
So it was nice. Shout out to them. And also shout out to me and my wife's friends, Katrina and Candy had us over last night. We're playing Overcooked 2 for like mad hours. That game is too much fun. That game is too much fun.
Is Overcooked 2? Is that like Diner Dash from back in the day?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
pretty
that?
much. It's like an evolved version of that. Like, fucking, you got portals, bro. You got like shit. Like the environment be changing on you, so you have to like adapt as to who's like cutting, because you gotta like grab a tomato. Let's say you're making a hamburger, right? So you gotta like someone's gotta get a burger, cut it, put it in a skillet, cook it, and then put it on a plate with a bun. And then like the bun you don't gotta cut, so you could just plate all the things with buns. And then you gotta fucking cut cheese, cut lettuce, cut tomatoes, and then top it like that, and then send it out. And then like, yo, it should be getting crazy, because
That
like,
shit sounds crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
bro, and especially with 4 people. But like, yo, we got to the last level, dude. Oh man, that shit was fire. Like we were cooking. We were
That's
literally
lit.
cooking.
That's lit.
Bars.
That's lit.
Uh,
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah, no, that's something. If we ever get together, that's something that we should definitely play. That should be mad fun.
Yeah,
A lot of
for
communication.
sure. Yeah, that definitely be
mad
dope. All right. Straight I'm on the building. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. Everything's good. Great chapter week. Great video game week. Like, you know, we up all across the board.
We are indeed very up right now.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of content, and yeah, I just can't wait to get into this chapter.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, that boy huss in the building, my brother.
I'm chilling, man. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton for taking the first step of defeating the evil of the NBA. That's really what I've been excited for lately.
That White says.
Yes, score. Just the best way to put it. And so yeah, that's what I've been hyped for. Like Maud said, huge gaming week, new Marvel Arcs fighting game. I feel like that was like a life-changing announcement, just because I feel like in some ways it feels easier to slip away from fighting games, and like the community that brought this pod together, you know, brought a lot of people together. If the games that you're not feeling them, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, whoa, this is like a genre that I know so many of my friends are gonna like. So I feel like the future of fighting games became much brighter for me all of a sudden. So it's hype, and this chapter was wild in so many ways. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, this chapter was absolutely bad shit. I feel like it's only going up from here. I can't lie. I can't see things slowing down from this point forward. Yeah, let's dive into it, right? Let's get into it.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 1151, I get the idea. We are back on the cover story. We have Yamato in a sumo ring throwing out Urishima's big brother. I don't know who that is. Do you guys?
It was that the sumo guy that was hitting on Okiku when Luffy first got to Wano, and he had a sumo match with him.
Ah, okay. So this is his older brother. Okay. Yeah. It looks like the Yamato cover story is not done. Apparently, it looks like she's gonna be going on a few more adventures. This seems like a little out of place, but I guess it's just her touring the country, and I'm sure she'll get some more retainers this way.
Well, you see, what's his name is there too.
Yeah,
Kawamatsu.
Yeah, Kawamatsu.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Like he's there, so I guess, and this is his area.
I guess so.
So yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
we've seen.
No, go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say we've seen a couple of Odin retainers, right? Like, how many did we see up to this point? Like 3.
At least.
Yeah. So now it's him next, and then I'm guessing like she's gonna be around this area probably gaining new retainers that we didn't expect. I'm by the end of this, I'm not only will she have retainers, I really want to see if she like runs into some type of evidence that Kaido and Big Mom are
still kicking it
back.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. That would definitely be cool to see. I like that idea. I didn't think about it that she will probably run into all of the former retainers at this point to lead her through the rest of her journey.
This is a great way for Oda to show us like how these guys get to have their, in a sense, happily ever after because of all the years, like what, 2 decades of strife and fucking fighting for their country just to get it back. Like now they get to like spread their wings and like everyone's taking their region, protecting it. Get to see how they get to grow the land and like really like have Wano flourish, and then and then also get to see Yamato's growth as Odin or whatever they want to do, get the retainers, and like really have Odin's journey by traveling through Wano. We get to see that, which is pretty awesome. I just hope no, I just hope it leads to something. I think it will, but it's like you said, it does feel a little out of place. But like the only thing that was completed last week was the pilgrimage, the delivering of the sword. So that was, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we just gotta wait and see.
I'm also thinking the longer it goes on, the longer things like what Mod said has the capacity to happen, right? Like this potentially seeing Kaido or Big Mom, which whatever might happen with them, either seeing their remains or seeing like their footprints, something like that,
or just some evidence, evidence that they're back. Like
I think I think another topic that is a big like a plot thread that is huge that we have to look out for is Blackbeard coming from Pluton, right? So the longer this goes on, the longer we might see that happen as well.
True. Actually, you think he has a You think he knows the location by
now? Whenever what's his name,
Caribou,
the slime guy, Caribou, gets to him, then it's over, right? So.
Wait, but did he see it? I mean, wait, did he hear
Caribou
it?
He heard it when Caribou knows everything the Straw Hats know since they got to Fishman Island, bro. He literally knows every single thing that they know. It's actually insane.
It's pretty crazy. There's nothing that's hidden from him. But I was gonna say, like you said, if Big Mom and Kaido is either they're alive or their fruits are somewhere. You know what I mean?
That would be crazy.
Somewhere on the island, and then like Momo gets to like either choose the next, fruit users or
that would be insane. If both those fruits were those are some broken fruits, mind you. Like those aren't no regular fruits. Them shits are crazy.
Yeah. So, because like either way, regardless of whatever happens, if they're alive, it's still crazy. If there's fruits, because there has to be fruits, right? Because
they wouldn't necessarily spawn next to them necessarily, or in the vicinity even.
Has to be at least on Wano though, right? Like because it can't be somewhere else.
I think the prevailing theory is that it has to be a suitable fruit, so that suitable fruit might not be on Wano. The closest one might be another island.
Yeah, I don't think there's like a distance limitation min max on
because we've seen like cherries, like Boa's fruits are like little cherries, so there has to have been. I mean, but all the fruits were tainted in Wano for the most part.
That is also true.
Yeah,
but we do know some fruits were good because we had this dude was still eating there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's his face?
Orochi.
Guy. Orochi. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. It's definitely a possibility. This cover story could go a lot of different ways depending. Really, I can't lie though. I would like to see it progress more and maybe a little bit faster because it was cool at first, but I don't need to see her get all 9
every single intricate. That's why I really thought that when we got to OT in page 1, and I thought it was kind of just gonna like. I mean, I knew it could keep going, but I thought it was kind of going to be like, all right, you have an example of her getting retainers, and then I thought like it was gonna cut from that, and then the next time we see Yamato, we'll be surprised like by all the different retainers she got, time skip it basically or show it later. But it looks like it's going to be like fully fleshed out. So I mean,
I just wish that the first like just getting ulti in page 1 wasn't so long. I feel like that's what burned us out a little bit because like it was like the same like all right, like this took a little too long. And even then, when we got to Ultimate Page 1, even that whole fight took like what, 6 chapters to finish, like the cover story was.
And the mystery was fucking who's who, my nigga. Who cares?
True, yeah.
A long time ago.
The reveal that it was who's who was kind of anticlimactic because it's like, oh, it's you, nigga. Yamato could just deal with you like ASAP, which she did. So it's like
and did 100%.
Like,
yeah.
And also, I just want to say it's kind of crazy to think about it, but that Wano is now 2 arcs away, but it don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Like I know it's been a few years since it's finished.
Few years? Since it finished. I thought you meant because it started. It has to be at least 6-7 years ago when it started.
I was literally cool. I remember.
Yeah.
It was like 2018 when Wano first kicked off, or the manga, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we started the pod when it was.
We started around the end of Wano.
Sanji versus Big Mom. The ending of that fight was the literal start of this podcast.
Oh, you mean Sanji versus
Queen?
Queen. Yeah, not Big Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was.
It's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute.
That is a little curse. That's the little curse thing about Mod. 2 walks away is nuts.
Yeah, definitely like that. All right, let's get into the actual chapter.
Yeah.
We'll see more on Yamato in the next chapter, hopefully. We start the chapter off where we ended off last chapter with Dory and Bragi causing mayhem in their demonic forms. We have one of the giant pirates begging for their captains to pull it together, but it looks like that is not going to be the case. Trying to get them to stop because they're on a rampage to try and kill Chief Yarul, but Dory and Bragi are not hearing none of that. They say Yarul is old, feeble, he needs to go, and we will be the new kings. The giant pirates are confused as to why Dory and Bragi are talking like this, and as they try to scramble to figure out what's going on, escape, fight, whatever they're trying to do, we see a picture of... I thought this was Shogi at first, but it's something else. I saw the name. Go. Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to Hikari no Go, goated shonen manga back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but... Yeah.
It's all good, man.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
He says he's too cultured for us.
All right, like I gotta hope that. It looks like this is like a full pseudo checkers type of thing, right? Like, so it looks like, and with the visual representation, it looks like the black pieces of the demons, the white would be the giants, the untainted giants, and it seems when one of them gets in between 2 of the demonic giants, I don't know if it's Dory and Bragi necessarily, or if it's just any 2 giants.
That's a good question.
I think that is a good question.
Looking at the board, it looks like Dory is this bottommost black one. It looks like this is Dory.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's probably someone else.
Because of the middle left panel?
Because of the middle left panel, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or Bragi, not Dory, Bragi.
Okay. But the one that passes him is not the other one. It's like one of the random ones that got.
Yeah, this guy right here. This isn't Bragi, right? This isn't Bragi.
No. Yeah, that's someone else.
So it looks like it's not Dory and Bragi necessarily. It's just if you get between any 2 demons.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at this point.
And the pieces all look the same too. I feel like they would try to. If it was only Dorian Bragi, they would be visualization.
Some sort of no, 100%.
What is this power? This is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I wanted to ask y'all about that because I kind of have like a little bit of a theory when I saw this.
Okay.
So basically, you know how they're showing us this game, right? And you know I'm pretty sure they're doing it as a Oda's doing it as a visualizer to show us real life representation of like what is happening, right?
Yeah.
But what if actually him showing us this is him showing us a glimpse into how Imu's powers, what their powers are based off of?
Yeah.
Like, what if, like, you know how Luffy is kind of like his Gear 5th got Nika form is zany, kind of childish, but still very powerful, right? And Imu, we kind of suspect is like an opposite. I even heard people say like he's like Imu might be like evil Gear 5th or something like that. But Oda's showing us his game.
That's
what
gross.
if Imu's power is like based off of a game, like games and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but on an evil malice side.
Evil games.
Yeah, like
just like they're genius in the type of like those like
Ooh.
genius games like chess go type of games.
Watch out for that chessboard. Ooh.
This nigga.
I understand. Though, what if he's able to turn like reality into a game, and that's what he's doing right now?
Yeah, like what if the book
right.
is like the rule book or some shit like that?
Yeah, type thing. I mean, the best thing I could think of is kind of like Squid Games, like how they have games, they're playing games, but they're all with malice because of what happens when you lose and stuff, right? But I'm thinking like here, he sets the rules that are based off of games, and whatever happens, like these demons are based off of the game, and you know they're how they work is based off of like how the game works in actuality or something like that. And maybe it's like that with a lot of his powers and abilities in general.
If it's especially older stuff, when it kind of showing how ancient the abilities are, like I kind of see it.
Could this not just be a visual representation though?
It could be. I would say that's what it is.
It could just be, but I'm offering like a
so it's a possibility.
An alternative way of thinking, basically.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I see. That's what I was thinking that too, because you never know with Oda, right? With how he's taking powers, like turning life, like he was just like chilling, like everything's in a board game in front of him, and you know just moving shit around like it's nothing, which I can see too, because Imu sees themselves as a god, so them just controlling pieces is natural to them, you know.
Yeah.
What is this game called again?
Go.
Yeah.
And it's different from checkers, right?
Yeah, you basically like it's about controlling. It's not about taking. Well, it's about taking pieces, but it's more about controlling as much of the area on the board. I think
the space. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kobe was playing it against Garp in the One Piece live action, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's that's something that's played in canon of One Piece, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
And this is a real game, right?
Yeah, it is a real game. If you remember in Hunter x Hunter, before he learned Gungi with the girl, Meruem. This is one of the games Meruem played.
That's that game.
It's one of them, yeah.
So we look at. I wonder if you could look if we look up the rules to that game in real life, maybe you could draw parallels to what Imu's doing here.
Possibility.
Possible.
Definitely possibility.
That would be dope.
I'm just curious how they're gonna fight this though, because like does the person have to fall into fear and then like if they get taken over, or if they like let's say Zoro or Usopp's about to fight and then they just put him in between and then next he turns. You know
I actually heard an interesting theory. Shout out my boy Justice. He told me that he thinks that it's possible that only giants can be transformed because of their ancient blood or their ties to the ancient kingdom, that only they can be transformed into these demons.
Okay. The only reason, because they made a whole thing, the fact that Loki has ancient blood in him while the others don't have ancient blood.
True.
Like he has ancient giant's blood. That's why he's so big. That's also
true.
why he's so big.
Well, maybe we're also talking about prejudice too, right? In the story of some giants not having that tie-in, or no, not necessarily not having that tie-in, but if they were born because like they're like half breeds of like regular humans or whatever, because I think Hirudijin, ain't he like a half breed technically?
No, I think the only half breed we know is Colin, right?
He's a mudblood, bro.
What were they?
He definitely does have ancient giant blood. He just didn't get any of it. Like the because his dad is the ancient giant, not his mom, not their separate moms. It was his dad, I think.
Yeah.
It's Harold. I thought they had separate moms.
They do have separate moms, but their dad is the ancient giant anyway. It was the King Harold. So he should have. He does have it, but it just. I think it just didn't work well for him.
But weren't they making fun of Hirudijin, or what? Isn't like people like Hirudijin get prejudiced because one half of their parent is like regular human or something like that? I thought that was what it was.
It wasn't because
she was ancient giant blood.
It wasn't because she was.
It wasn't because she was human. Blood.
It wasn't because she was human. It was because she wasn't of the royal bloodline.
Yeah, she was like a random ass woman instead of someone that mattered.
Yeah, she
that's
wasn't.
what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes
just
that makes sense.
classes, class.
Yep.
Yeah.
More than
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But also that's Kashi. Is right. Kashi's the one that's being turned, or one of the ones being
No,
turned.
he's the one pleading at the top right.
How do you know his name?
He says it, brother.
They said, oh yeah, that's right, Kashi.
Fourth.
Bro, I was not looking at these fodder giants' names, bro. Like what?
Yeah. It says because we know Kashi, because he was one of the giants at what was at Impel
Enies
Down,
lobby.
right?
Yeah, Enies lobby.
Enies lobby. There we go.
Kashi was one of the Enies lobby giants that Usopp was.
Yeah, I heard Kelly skip that arc. That's why I didn't know.
Yo, chill. Enies lobby, that's crazy. Yo, that's disrespectful to my One Piece name, bro.
That was crazy, and I apologize.
That was crazy, bro. I feel like some arcs you can get away with that slander, but not Enies, bro. Like that's OD, bro. I can't lie.
Maybe. I was wrong with
that's crazy, bro.
That is the best arc. That's the best arc too. So I apologize.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man.
Callie, you have every right to file a civil lawsuit against me.
I would plead guilty.
Yo, that's tough, man.
I'm crying.
All right, yeah. So the Giants are still turning. All the Giants that are left that are not turned have decided to fall back, retreat, and they also realize that Gabon is gone. It's looking rough. We see that some of the nightmare monsters, more of them are coming out the hole, and the ones that have been destroyed are getting revived. And we see a glimpse of somebody blowing a horn to revive him. Turns out to be Killingham. Oh, yeah, and we actually can see him a little bit. I didn't realize it when I first read it that I thought it was just another monster, but when we turn the page, we find out that it is Killingham in his hybrid form.
Yep.
Really dope design. I cannot lie. This design is really cool.
Yeah.
I saw some people saying that he might have some fishman blood in him.
I think it's because I was thinking that too. But is it because he's a dragon, or is it possible that he's a sea dragon? So like, because I know, damn, what is like a seahorse? Because those are known as dragons, like so seen as sea dragons as well.
His mask looks like a seahorse, honestly.
Yeah. So what if he's a seahorse that got turned into that ate the fruit and turned in because he has half of a horse power right now, which is the Kirin,
that's the beast. That's the beast.
We know the Kirin as a mythical unicorn, electric, unicorn type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
So you think they gave the devil fruit to a seahorse? I feel like it would make. I feel like a seahorse-esque fishman would make.
That's what I was leaning towards.
Yeah.
That it was a fishman that was, but would the Celestials allow a fishman though? You know what I mean?
That's a question, actually.
I think they could make an exception. I think generally they would not, but this
that might be why he wears a mask though.
Yeah. He has a bubble on right now. I mean, but Celestials always have bubbles on.
Yeah, but I mean the mask he was wearing when he came to the island.
When he was
like this whole time until this page, he's had a mask on this entire time. Like before this moment,
he still has the mask. Well, you know what it is. The mask.
No, I'm not talking about the bubble. I'm not talking about the bubble.
No, but the mask is at the end of the bubble. You don't see it at the bottom of the bubble?
Yeah.
Right here.
Is there.
What
There's a mask. Yeah.
Why does he look so different then? We haven't even seen his hair.
Because he's in a hybrid form. Like so we get to see his human.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at his what he looks like regularly. Well, you guys
right? Yeah, because I think in his dragon form the mask was actually on his face because I guess his like snout was longer. So like
that's kind of what I meant. Oh, okay, I see what you guys are talking about. I see what you mean.
But now he has the bubble covering to I guess to compensate for his snout not reaching into the mask. So he has the bubble over his whole head. It looks like a I was about to hit the dungeon crawler reference. I was about to say it looks like a rebreather.
I was thinking that too, dude. Oh, dude. Oh man. Yeah. I love you, Kelly.
Wait, this is his hybrid form? So what is his regular form that he's in? Now that I'm looking at
that's his full. Well, actually, damn. So he has to be if his hybrid form is half horse. No, I'm confused now. Holy shit!
Now
What is this nigga?
Now
Yo,
I'm so confused.
yo,
Yeah,
what
dude.
is this dude? So like,
I mean-
I thought his normal form was the dragon, but if that's the case, when he went hybrid, he should have been half dragon, half horse, but he
Yeah.
turned human.
Yeah. I think you're right. Do think it's possibly definitely fucking Seaman. Like
No, but even then, the human half doesn't make sense if that's the case. Because if he was a fishman, then the form we saw when he first came, that would be his norm. It looks like that would be his normal seahorse fishman form.
Oh yeah, like the
Sure.
fact that he's part human doesn't
now
make any
is
sense.
that's just throwing me off.
And it
That's
can't
the
be
throw
because
off here.
in this mode, I'm looking at his regular that we saw with the dragon neck, but he has the mythical zone, the Hagoromo, the cloud, the cloud
clouds,
cloak. Yeah. So he's still using his ability here. He might be like you know how what's the fraud's name? Rob Lucci and Kaido have like two different hybrid forms.
yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Rob Lucci has a very thin form and a very muscular hybrid form.
Yeah.
I think it could be something like that. It also could be like Chopper, where Chopper has points.
Because it says here man beast form, so maybe he has like a man form.
Oh, so maybe you know what? Maybe it's the I'm not too versed on Kieran lore, but maybe that's something of the Kieran to be able to transform into man.
Maybe.
I'm kind of convinced.
Transformation.
They
But
got me,
I see it.
got me, bro. Like this is definitely one of the cooler designs out of the God
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I see it in their abilities, like it's a transformation, but it doesn't mean like the Nine-Tailed Fox kind of transformation. It just means like they just become more deezed, like more strong.
Yeah. I'm
Wait,
not
this
sure.
is weird. This is a mystery. Yeah.
I'm
And
not
he's
sure
also
about this one.
he's also a mythical zone, and they just do whatever the fuck they want. So
That's true.
And the power's already ridiculous as is.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, mythical
nightmares. Oof.
mythical zones are the cheat codes of the One Piece world, because they got one devil fruit, but they got like 10 powers or whatever because of that one devil fruit.
Yeah.
Like
that's facts.
I thought the Logias were the ones, but no.
Yeah, now Loki has fell back. I ain't gonna lie. The past 2 arcs or so, Loki has definitely took a little bit of a backseat. But we're waiting for the awakening.
oh man, bro. When we see Loki awakening, that's gonna be
that's definitely gonna be the catch up for sure.
Oof.
Yeah. Over on the other side of the island. Oh, was there anything else you guys want to say about killing him, or?
No.
I'm glad we see this new face because he was so goofy before. Like,
I like the dragon. I
like.
like the dragon design. I thought it was. I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I don't dislike it. I just think he looks so much more such a dragon evil.
He does. No, he does look a lot more menacing for sure.
I think the dragon with the bubble is kind of like, huh? Like,
a little quirky,
Yeah, a little quirky, but this makes a little bit more sense as a
looks
design.
menacing. I can put the evil on him,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Though.
So on the other side of the island, we go back to Nami, Jinbei, Usopp, Brook, who are still captured, hogtied in the field.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, they're stuck. They're definitely super stuck right now, and they're literally just watching everything happen. Usopp trying to call out to Dory and Bragi, to come back to themselves, but they are way too far gone. We get some of this looks like the giants in the village, or I can't.
That's a branch.
Is this where the children
kids are walking?
Yeah. So they come up to where some of the other guys were knocked out from the Conqueror's hockey blast before. We get one of them trying to wake up her husband and calling for her daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing's working right now. It's a very precarious situation.
Whoa. Okay, if we go back to that, she says wake up, but the person screaming is not the same mom, right? Who is that? It looks like another little girl, if I'm not mistaken, on the left side of that panel.
Yelva, yeah, I guess it is.
Is that a little girl?
Little girl right here.
I was gonna say if any of these people were Yelva's mom, that means they would be related to Jarl because Yelva is Jarl's granddaughter or great granddaughter. But I don't know. We can't tell who's related to her, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. She says she's coming to save Oh, she's talking about her husband here, right? I'm coming to save you, boy. Just you wait.
No, I think Ben might be her son. Actually, now that I think about it, Ben might be one of the kids.
Ben is probably one of the kids. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, sheer willpower. She gets. She wakes up from the Conqueror's hockey, passing out, which is kind of a feat. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty. That's like some others. That's like, yep. Especially from IMU hockey of all people. That's she can. She
like
can.
Some real mother's love type shit, man.
Yeah, she's up there.
Yo, it's crazy how they were doubting Saul at first. They're like, yo, why does Saul not protect these guys? Because they were like, now I understand why Saul wasn't able to stop them, bro. They got these fucking monsters and invisible thorns stopping them. Like, that shit.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Fucking that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's super wicked. We move to the marching battalion. We see Summers ask how far he should go. We see Killingham saying everything's in our favor right now. And I guess this is Killingham continuing. They will eventually crumble under the weight of their own personal demons.
Yeah.
And then Emu says, continue until it breaks. They ask her what breaks, and she says, the heart of Elbath. This country would have been subjugated years ago if not for Harold's miserable failure. Yeah. So she's on full domination mode. We get another hint towards Harold. Whatever the fuck Harold did. Yeah. I don't think we get too much more info for that though. We don't already know.
I wonder if what Harold did was like willing or I wonder if like he was on their side willingly or not willingly. I wonder which one it was. But obviously he had a change of heart later.
Yeah.
I wonder initially was it like willingly or not willingly?
I think initially it might have been willingly, and then he might have switched sides at the end, and then some, then he got flipped. Gave the fruit to Loki, and then got flipped, and then that's when Loki had to fight him.
Did we talk about this last week?
Probably, because we were talking about the flipping.
I just don't remember if we did or we didn't. Because you know what it is? I've been talking about this chapter all week, so like I can't remember where I said stuff with.
Fair, but no, yeah, and also who is the heart of Elbath? What else are they going after? They just want to destroy all of Elbath, the tree, maybe. Because the library's on fire, kids are in hostage.
I thought she just meant metaphorically the heart, like their spirit.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Because that's what the next sentence implies, that we would have had this country under control.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of want to point out the Killingham line. The playing board is entirely in our color.
Yeah. Talking about the goat.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of an overt reference to the go thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so maybe
we did talk about
just
I feel like it's like a hint that it could be something really pivotal, like kind of Odd was saying about Emu's power. And again, obviously it could be a visualization, but I think it was a chapter ago where someone mentioned it for the first time. It's like, oh, did he become a demon because he was right between Dory and Broggy, and we saw like the lineup, and then I think maybe there's more to the go thing than we realized.
Yeah, it's definitely possible for sure. We go to the underworld where many minutes earlier in the underworld, we see Chopper flying through the sky and realizing he's made a great mistake because he is flying. He is flying headfirst towards Gabon.
Yeah, Chopper thing is my hero moment, bro.
No, Chopper is the absolute GOAT because he locks in and starts running on air.
Okay.
5, baby. He said, "My captain can do it. I can do it too."
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but
is that a joke or is that a gag or is Luffy affecting people?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Luffy, but I don't know
neither.
He shouldn't be. This shouldn't be happening. Like he shouldn't be running on there.
And then you can't. He dove more to definitely get there, but
I don't think he's legitimately running on there.
Yeah, it has to be a gag. Yeah, so it has to be a gag. Yeah. I feel like he could have just had Chopper literally just dive. Showed him diving faster. Like I feel like that could have portrayed it the same way.
He's just because Chopper's like still a kid and he's bugging out.
Is a silly goofy boy. That's what it is. That's okay. So Chopper does make it in time and guard points in order to cushion Gabon's fall. And as he does that, we cut to Loki, Luffy, and the gang. We're back in the picture. Loki and Hydrogen are arguing over their father and how Loki killed him. Da da da. And out of nowhere, Luffy's like, "Hey, Chopper just fell."
Right.
And then they're like, "Did you see him? Did you hear him?" Yeah, they asked him to say it. Did you hear him? He's like, "Nope." Loki notices that something fell down, and then Luffy's like, "Wait a minute, how did I know it was Chopper?" And someone else is there with him.
I was bugging out here. Bro.
Yeah. Sanji says that sounds pretty bad, and Zoro's like, "We gotta go search for him." Yeah, this is crazy. I think one of you guys said that Luffy was gonna know it was Chopper. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it was in this sense.
What do you mean?
I don't think anyone said that Luffy will know it was Chopper.
Luffy, no, but I remember having this convo, and then someone said Luffy's gonna know it was Chopper. We were like, "There's no way Luffy's gonna just be able to sense."
I think it might have been me.
I think it was you actually.
We had this conversation. How? What made you think that?
No, it was so. No, I can't lie. Mr. B random sometimes, and he let that shit rip that time, and it was right on the mark. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was right on the mark. Like,
because Luffy's at that level now, bro. Like, he be feeling this shit. I mean, he found Loki, right? Like, so if I feel like, I mean, even then, he's having his fucking ultra instinct moment right now. Even he doesn't know that. How did I know that was Chopper? That's some crazy observation shit right there.
And I don't even see. This is the part that always bugs me out. Like, I thought we were past this point where. Like the understanding of like how observation hockey works, and it feels like, is this something different when he's like, how did I know it was Chopper, when I thought like he's advanced his observation hockey to like Rayleigh level, where Rayleigh can tell like who, what, when, where, why, how, like type shit.
Yeah.
Like I thought.
Wait,
like,
real quick, but just thinking about the Chopper just now, like having his kind of Gear 5 moment with the legs thing. What if maybe Luffy is like rubbing off his Gear 5 power onto everyone, and he has like kind of like a symbiosis in a way, like gets to feel like how they're doing type of shit.
Like the Goro say Discord call.
In a little, yeah, I guess, yeah. Like he's starting to form his, like how the Gorosei all connected type of way, in a way. I don't know. It's just
I see.
Tell a link.
In a way, like because
telepathy links or whatever.
Some shit like that. Like I don't know. I mean, Luffy doesn't know clearly, but there's something like his connection with everyone. That's why he knew that it was Chopper type of shit.
I mean, Otis
Chopper was
going to
turn into Monster Point, but he went to Guard Point. So that was smart.
I called that.
Yeah, you did.
I remember I called that one last time. I said it was going to be
nice.
Guard Point.
Yeah.
That's the soft one. That's the defense one. But yeah, no, the fact that Oda wrote that out, like how did he know it was Chopper? I'm guessing this is beyond observation hockey, and this is something else entirely.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I didn't cut you off. Please continue.
Oh no, I was gonna just say, like, I think I agree with Mr. Like, maybe it is like some type of telelink, because we just saw like it could have been a gag, but we also seen some Gear 5th shenanigans. So I don't know. Maybe he does have the same thing IMU has in his own version of it. Like, I don't know. Maybe.
I do think it was funny that we saw that the chart. I think the funny that chart panel had like so much, like that was like a whole quarter of a page to it. And I'm probably leaning towards more as a guy, because we know Luffy has a special power.
Oh, definitely.
When it comes to stuff, Luffy has the voice of all things, right? And I think this is just a software update. I think this is like it's evolving without him knowing it. Yeah. Because although I do think we've seen interesting observation hockey feats, I don't think it's just sheer observation hockey, because on when they were partying, Luffy didn't notice the Holy Knights appearing at the castle, but
that's true.
But what's his name? Scopper Gabon did.
Gabon did, yeah.
Yeah, I think Gabon shows that he did Future Sight earlier. He shows that he's the specialist of observation hockey on Roger's crew. I don't think it's just observation. I think his voice of all things is evolving, and that's how he knew it was Chopper.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be also true too. Like,
Because it even stops him.
That's
He's like,
probably
what
the
the fuck?
best. That's probably the best.
That one makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best explanation, honestly.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I love this panel though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is a dope panel. It is a dope panel.
One of my favorite artists, she colored this shit in. I sent it to the group chat. That shit came out nice. But like, this shit's so cool.
Dope.
Roto forced his way in there. I don't know why he's in there. But
yeah, I would cut him out.
Yeah. He definitely does not. I should have put my girl Gerd in there for real.
Spitting, bro.
Bro, here we go, Callie.
Yeah, again. Yeah, I remember the girls, man. I can't help it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we cut to them preparing to get ready. They're asking if they have anything on the wish. This is Loki asking Gerd and Goldberg if they want anything. Trying to get his cuffs unlocked, but they're not falling for it. And then Loki gets a call. And it's from the same person who we spoke to previously in the arc. We never got their name or anything, but we do now. They say
we got their name.
We did get. I'm saying we get it. We do get it now. Yeah. He says.
No, but I mean before we knew their name. It was Mosa and TCB and Shaggy before. It was Shaggy and this as well.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So Loki tries to get him to call back later, but he's like, "Don't got a lot of time right now. But I just want to let you know, I'm not gonna be able to call you anymore." We see Gerd and I think Goldberg as well. Paying attention? Yeah. So they're eavesdropping. Shaggy continues. He says he found it frightening, but the more they talked, the more the conversations brought him peace. So he just wanted to thank him. Loki seems distraught, trying to figure out if he's in danger, where he's at. But Shaggy says he's fine and thank you for everything, and then hangs up the transponder snail. And this is when we see. This is where we see Gerd confirms that she was listening, and she's glad that Loki had a friend to keep him occupied in the underworld. Anything to take from this conversation between Loki and Shaggy?
Bro, who is Shaggy?
Yeah.
I
got absolutely nothing. I'm not gonna lie. This is the one part of the chapter where I couldn't even theorize who the hell this dude is. I'm not gonna lie.
First I thought it was Gaban. Clearly not, right? He's hurt, taken out, so it's someone else. I was talking to my boy yesterday from work, and he was thinking, what if it's Jaru? Like he's been talking to Loki this whole time. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he has a little fucking transponder snail like on him.
They never met before.
Jaru?
Last time he talked to Shaggy on the phone, he said they never met.
Oh, I mean, he could lie. But
they're talking to each other though. Like, so you think it's a secret?
Yeah, I mean, like
you think he doesn't want to know it's him?
Like, yeah, because that's because of whatever happened between them two. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's just an idea. But now that you said that, I got no clue. No clue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Who is Shaggy, bro?
I think the only things to take from this conversation is that, like, Shaggy, something's happened to Shaggy or Mosa or whatever, and you got to think about what do we know what's going on in the world. The only other thing we know that's going on in the world is the Holy Land is on fire.
Yeah.
So these are coinciding. So might Shaggy be someone from the Holy Land? I know there's thoughts about Shepherd Jupiter being a traitor, so I thought maybe it was him talking to Loki on the phone. Because he did last time they talked, he called him a noble soul. I thought maybe that. I thought that, but that might have just been him saying he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's the only other thing I think of. But other than that, I have no idea. Sorry.
What if it's the bird, from the library?
The owl library could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
could be. Yeah.
Definitely a possibility.
The big things that we know about Mosa or Shaggy or whatever is that he seems to be getting like bullied or like kind of tormented by the people around him, and there's nothing he can do about it. Now he kind of seems to think that he has more confidence or whatever in whatever situations. But yeah, we really don't know shit about shit. That's the big takeaway.
Yeah, for sure.
Shaggy, bro. Yeah, anyone
from
Shaggy? It wasn't him. Some revolutionary guys? No, I don't know, man. It's gotta
I
be
ain't gonna
someone
lie,
that's
I'm
been
not
there
guessing,
before.
bro. I'm waiting for Oda to tell me. Yo,
That's real.
I'm gonna sit here and wait for Oda to tell me. Yeah. So Gerd is glad Loki has someone to talk to in the underworld. Then Hydrogen rushes over and tells Gerd to get her medical supplies, and because he has found Chopper and Gaban. So we end up getting the Luffy Gaban second interaction earlier than anticipated.
Let's go.
And this is where Luffy finds out who Gaban actually is. He was on the King of the Pirates crew that he sailed with Roger and Rayleigh.
Can I just point out, by the way, like Luffy's like kind of smug look at Gaban? Like, I was getting weak when I saw that, because Luffy is like, haha. It looked like Luffy is going to say like, haha, not so tough now, huh? Like,
I mean, even here though, he's like, your lucky Chopper was here to save you. Like,
yeah, good job, Chopper.
Yeah, he's definitely talking shit. He's definitely talking his shit.
I love it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It makes the next panel way funnier now that you think now that you put it.
Yeah, it does, because then he realizes who the fuck he was, and he's like, "Wait a minute, yo, holy shit!" Yeah, it is pretty funny. Yeah, so he gets filled in on who this is. They talk about how he was one of the wings of the Pirate Kings, and they say he was probably the third strongest on the crew. Zoro's like, "This is how he's so tough." Luffy's like, "He had to know Shanks." And we see Gaban struggling to say something. So Hydrogen's like, "What is it?" And then he says, "I was the second strongest." Like, he has to let it be known. It's pretty funny. I actually laughed out loud at that gag when I saw it. I can't lie. It was actually really good. That was a good one. Yeah, so they're happy that Gaban is at least healthy enough to communicate somewhat. So in decent shape, at least.
Somewhat, yeah. Not dead.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in enough shape to make a joke like that, or to defend his name like that, then he's not dying at the very least.
But that's such a Sanji thing to do. That's such a, like, you know, like that Sanji's old rivalry. So we know that Rayleigh and Gaban had that same rivalry, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we get Chopper. Once they ask what could have happened to Gaban, we get Chopper filling everybody in on what the hell is going on in the Sun Realm. He lets us know the children were taken hostage, and giants and monsters, and before she can finish, we get a glimpse of the strongest hockey on the island right now, question mark, from IMU. Makes Gaban wince in pain. It looks like Zoro almost shakes a little bit, it looks like, or he's at least a little shaken up. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Zoro and Sanji, everybody's shaking up.
Yep.
And we get a dope panel to end the chapter with Hydrogen telling everyone to get back on the lift and they need to go back to the Sun World. Luffy tells Chopper, "Save your breath." I get the idea. Title drop. And and Loki says, "Whose preposterous hockey is that? Looks like you're gonna need me after all." End of chapter.
Dude, I love this shit. One thing that caught my eye was Gaban's reaction to the hockey. It seems like he knows who that is, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, he's part of the Roger Pirates, but it's nice to see that there might be some history there. So
yeah, it's definitely cool. I'm gonna just get this out the way now. Y'all ever seen that meme with the guys in the army all waiting in line behind each other, and then in front of them is a clown?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
You see that where there's a whole bunch of people in the army with guns, and they're all in line, like about to turn a corner, and then in the very back of them is just a clown, like completely out of place, like he doesn't need to be there, like he does not hold merit to the rest of the group, and you don't understand why he's there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, seen the meme, nothing to do with the chapter. I just wanted to ask you guys, seen the meme, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
goodness. Nah, this nigga's an asshole, man. No, you're
that was clown behavior.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro, one of these things is not like the other, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
spitting. I don't even have a joke to make. You're just right.
Nah, yeah, all right, cool. All right, it's cool. I just wanted to get that out the way. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the fact that he's Loki's brother is like, how is he going to become relevant in this arc being as weak as he is? Maybe he got a lot stronger.
No,
I don't think he's on Luffy Loki level. I'm still under the camp that I can see him having to fight alongside his brother at some point, and then maybe they work through whatever the fuck happened with them.
Imagine they do the Ace Luffy panel from Marineford. That'd be tough.
No, that would be sick. Holy shit. Well, we got to see Loki's powers. That's going to determine a lot as well.
I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited for that.
Oda's been teasing teasing us about Loki's abilities for a minute. It's gonna be something insane. I bet.
Are they gonna? So they're gonna unlock him for sure.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, they have no choice. They have no choice. They have no choice.
The ending is crazy. Like him laughing, like you gotta have to use my powers anyway. Shit.
Yeah, I also think the deeper we get into Elbaf, the more I'm in the camp that Loki isn't inherently evil. Like he's not a good person, but I don't see him like getting uncuffed and then starting to fight Luffy and Hydrogen while IMU is running amok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we were talking about like the status of the arc, like in terms of like how Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, like respect. Like there's so much going on. Like how are all these guys gonna be? Because obviously these God's Knights for them to worry about, right? Yeah. And then there's the nightmares and the giants. So like there's so much going on. But Loki has this legendary devil fruit that they've been hyping up all, right? So he might really have a table turning ability that we have.
I can't wait for him to show off his power, right? And then here comes Luffy Gear 5. And then he'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like, yo,
it was closer to that moment too, of like, "Oh, it's just the real sun god."
Yeah, that moment is for sure coming. I'm not gonna lie, I'm half in the camp that Loki's gonna have a powerful ability, but it's gonna be some goofy ass shit. I feel like that's just the Oda thing. That's not even on some where I see the story going or anything. I just generally see Oda building up this badass, hardcore, crazy looking character, and then his power is just goofy as shit. Like,
that'd be so funny, bro.
That would be funny.
Oh man!
Like, at first, we're gonna be underwhelmed.
Yeah, but it's actually like incredibly powerful. Like, I could see something, especially with the way that he's been hyping it up. Like, but you know, it's definitely up. It's up in the air for sure.
But what if this power, like he says, is so strong and it's actually like stupid weak?
Oh, he's just been beating everybody.
Yeah, like oh, that'd be so funny. One thing I was thinking for Hydrogen, I do think we might see Usopp and him team up. We did see them back in Dressrosa before.
Yep.
And Usopp inspired him, and I feel like their team up could definitely happen in the future of this arc.
Yeah. It's possible.
So, like,
that's facts.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Usopp gotta get out of it.
Yeah,
he gotta lock in first.
Whatever. Like, I'm just disappointed in Jinbei's still locked up in these straps. Like, how strong are these straps, bro?
Yeah, no,
I think Jinbei's taking his time because I think he's
analyzing.
Yeah,
it's also what's her name's ability, right? Gunko's
is out, bro. Fuck analyzing. You gotta get in there, bro. Shit.
Are they wrapped up by Gunko's ability?
Yeah, they're in Gunko's arrows.
That's true. That's true.
I think Robin is in.
I think that's why. Yeah,
storm,
Robin is trying to.
One.
Yeah, and Jinbei is like telling her, like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, chill. Like, you hurting yourself. Like." But Robin's like, "Nah, I can't sit by and just let this happen, even no matter what." And like, so.
Cool. I'm just saying.
But I think this is going to be very interesting to see what comes after this, because I watched Morg's video and he brought up a good point. Like, I can't tell. I genuinely cannot tell if this is supposed to be the climax of Elbaf or is this like the midpoint.
I don't think so. I think this is the midpoint, bro. I don't know why, but I think it's the midpoint. Yeah,
but ever since and mind you, don't get me wrong, like, I think because of the raid, the Wano raid prediction didn't come through, I think he's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for?
Skeptical?
Yeah, skeptical. Just skeptical of the longevity of a given arc. Depending on what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like it should be the end or we're at the end of the arc.
Yeah, that's it.
But it could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In which case, if it is, would that be disappointing to y'all?
Very.
Yeah, I feel like that's not even like a question. Like we only got like 20 chapters. We only got 20 chapters in Elbaf. Like I don't even think the shortest arc is this short. Like nah.
True.
Yeah, I would be a little upset.
Yeah. I would be a little concerned. Like in terms of like, okay, are we really doing this final saga? Like, are we wrapping shit up like to the detriment of the story? You know,
he's pacing it too fast type of thing.
Yeah, because I mean we've seen it with manga, right? Where they're like, yo, wrap it up, brother. And I don't even want to think that possibility is with One Piece, right? So I think this is definitely a midpoint. But again, the question begged, right? Like, where does this arc even go if IMU appearing isn't the climax, right?
Well, how many?
Right, that's right.
How many? What was the first chapter of Elbaf?
It was like 1128 or something like that.
1116. Well, that's
Cap.
Is this Cap?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because 1120 is titled Atlas, and then 1125 what constitutes death. 1127 Adventure in Land of Mystery. I think taking responsibility. 1126 is when Saturn dies at the very end of Egghead. So I think 1127 is the beginning of Elbaf, which means we've been here for 23 chapters, 24 chapters.
Wait, it says okay. Wait, no, I'm confused.
Me too.
Okay, no, you're right. No, you're right. So that was, you know what it was? I googled it and I read the AI answer. That's my.
Oh my goodness, brother.
AI got me. I'm sorry. So if it's 1126 and we're at 51, that's at least 20. I think that is actually
we're 24 chapters in. Yeah,
24, 24, 25, something like that. Yeah. So this has to be like halfway to the halfway point. Honestly, yep. I see Elbaf going anywhere between 80 and 100.
I agree.
To be honest,
especially because Egghead was like 1060 to like 1126, right? So I definitely don't think it's gonna be shorter than Egghead.
Yeah, I definitely think we're still in the early stages of this arc for sure. I think we're reaching the midway point, but I don't think we're there yet.
But again, it does like, how the fuck are we gonna get bigger? And I do think a lot of Yonko might appear, probably like Elbaf will be even crazier. But it just I question, how do we get from this to there, right? So yeah, that's what our chapter
because this feels so grand already, right?
Yeah.
Like any more than this, like I don't know. It would have to be like Wahid said, like Yonko had to arrive or some shit. And we get character interactions that we
ready to mix us up, bro. That's it.
It can't be nothing like, I don't think we dealing with the issue and then suddenly Kid is on shore matches like like the ferocity of this. Like
that's funny. Oh, that's a funny way to think about it.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Yeah, like Oda couldn't like hit us with that and think like, oh yeah, guys, like yeah, like ain't that crazy? Like
that's funny.
But it seems like we'll get Loki's ability, we'll get Luffy Gear 5, we'll see how they fare against IMU.
Yeah, I think the next chapter I think we see them making it to the Sun World at the end of the next chapter. I don't think we get like actual conflict. But yeah, in the next couple chapters, I do think we finally see Loki's fruit. We see Luffy really in action for the first time. So he hasn't actually fought this arc, like fought. It's all been like,
definitely not.
Yeah, I think the closest was Gabon, and even that wasn't like a
Yeah, and he only turned Gear 5 in the small world when they broke out real quick.
He turned Gear 5 at the last second against Gabon too, before Gabon
and then he quit.
Before he quit.
But I don't see it saying that we have a chapter in 7 days. So I do think
I think we are on break next week. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to hold that. such is life, though. Yeah, such is life. I think that's gonna be it, though. Anything else? Questions, comments, concerns?
No, sir.
For this chapter, this is definitely a banger. There's definitely a lot to go over. Big shout outs to everybody that hung out with us today in the chat. We appreciate you guys. If you're not watching us live, what are you doing? You're slacking, you bozo. I'm sorry, you're not a bozo. But come watch us live. But come watch us live every Sunday, twitch.tv/Cali_Mac or on YouTube at Straw Hat Sit Down. Come chat with us, hang out with us, show us some love, let us know what you think. All that good stuff. Big shout out to everybody watching this, listening to this after the fact on Apple Pod, Spotify Pod, YouTube, etc. We appreciate you guys as well. Make sure you guys follow us on all our socials at Straw Hat Sit Down on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. You look for us, you will find us. And that is going to be it. We are on break next week, but we will still be back with another Straw Hat Sit Down episode to keep you guys entertained until Oda comes back to keep us entertained. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's going to be it for us today. Go ahead. What happened?
I said we got you, Oda.
Oh, of course. No, we got you, Oda. Come on now. That's going to be it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And until next time, take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys. And we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
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 Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Straw Hat Sit Down crew in the building. We promoting to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's Huss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad at Captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one?